This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
There are traitors in our midst. Not just the United States Secret Service, not just the Homeland Security Department with all of the Trump infiltration of Trump appointees. We're now learning that the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, has some level, who knows how many, of traitors that have infiltrated its ranks. And I say that because we are learning now that the Pentagon also deleted texts from the most important day, save maybe 9/11, in the history of this country, since the inception of the Department of Defense as it currently stands, with the Pentagon. There's never been a more momentous day than the insurrection since the Pentagon was built, except for maybe 9/11, because the Pentagon itself was attacked that day. Reading from the CNN article, January 6 text messages wiped from phones of key Trump Pentagon officials. The Defense Department wiped the phones of top departing DOD and Army officials at the end of the Trump administration, deleting any texts from key witnesses to events surrounding the January 6, 2021 attack on the United States Capitol, according to court filings. Look, I spent a lot of time in the military. This is disconcerting because it's not like there's one person who happened to flip a switch and made a mistake and they're all deleted. There are fail-safes. There is compartmentalization in the military where there are multiple fail-safes, we'll say, again, where if something goes wrong, another thing has to go wrong, and another thing has to go wrong, and another thing has to go wrong for something this cataclysmic to happen. It's like, to use the metaphor of turning two keys to get a missile to launch. It's not as easy as just pushing a button and everything goes awry. There were multiple players in this, not just those implicated, not just those whose phones were deleted. Other people were involved. And it's likely, from my experience, I have no evidence of this, but from my experience, which I think lends some credibility to how I understand this, there were likely others involved who were not Trump appointees, that were not political appointees. There were likely active duty members of the military who were involved in this. And if that is the case, they need to be drummed up, court-martialed, and taken out of service. The acknowledgement that the phones from the Pentagon officials had been wiped was first revealed in a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit American Oversight brought against the Defense Department and the Army. The watchdog group is seeking January 6 records from former Acting Secretary of Defense Chris Miller, former Chief of Staff Kash Patel, and former Secretary of the Army Ryan McCarthy, among other prominent Pentagon officials having filed initial FOIA requests, FOIA, Freedom of Information Act requests, just a few days after the Capitol attack. Miller, Patel, and McCarthy have all been viewed as crucial witnesses for understanding the government's response to the January 6 Capitol assault and ex-President Donald Trump's reaction to the breach. All three were involved in the Department of Defense's response to sending National Guard troops to the U.S. Capitol as the riot was unfolding. Or more aptly put, CNN, all three were involved in the Department of Defense's response to not sending National Guard troops to the United States Capitol as the riot was unfolding. There was no suggestion that the officials themselves erased the records. Well, they wouldn't have the technical ability to do so. Someone else, multiple people, with the two keys, metaphorically speaking, did so. The government's assertion in the filings that the officials' text messages from that day were not preserved is the latest blow to the efforts to bring transparency to the events of January 6th. It comes as the Department of Homeland Security is also under fire for the apparent loss of messages from the Secret Service that day. Miller declined to comment. Patel and McCarthy did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The U.S. Army Public Affairs Media Relations Chief, Colonel Kathy Wilkinson, said in a statement that, quote, "It is our policy not to comment on ongoing litigation." What litigation, Colonel? Who said there was litigation? Paul Ney, former general counsel for the Department of Defense, told CNN that Tuesday's revelation is, quote, "the first I've heard about DOD litigation in which there is an issue with the cell phone I turned in when I left DOD on January 20th, 2021. Quote, "I did not wipe the phone before I turned it in, or ever that I can recall," Ney continued. "When I turned the phone in, I did not know what was going to be done with that device, nor do I know what exactly was done with the device after I turned it in. If DOD represented in litigation that the device was wiped after I left DOD on Inauguration Day, I believe that it is very likely what happened and when it happened, but I do not know why." American Oversight is now calling for a cross-agency investigation by justice to investigate destruction of the materials. There needs to be a criminal investigation into these matters. There needs to be court-martials taking place. People need to lose their jobs and their freedom if the facts support it. These are bordering on treason, these offenses. Obstruction of not only justice, but of truth, of us understanding what took place during an attempted overthrow of the United States government and a cover-up by the military of their possible involvement. This is huge. This is a story to share. We cannot let these certain stories, the ones that listen, if you watch me at all, you know I don't constantly talk about share my video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm not constantly doing that. But when I do, I would hope that you would. This is important. This is a story not to have swept under the rug. If you love your country, we'll put it like that. If you served in the military and you're proud of your service, we need to hold to account our military that we love and respect. We cannot allow the system that we have in place where civilians run the military to be changed, where the military starts acting out of turn with powers it doesn't possess, outside of the rule of law. Unacceptable. Share this video, like this video, comment on this video. If you're not into sharing videos, go to the bottom of the description, find this article from CNN and share this article widely. Read the rest of this article that I just read from. This is important. What do you think? Other than commenting and talking about it in the comments, you can leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I love you guys. I appreciate you. We could talk about it on social media. If you do share this video, tag me. I will try to signal boost your sharing of it. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter. I'm at Dollemore on Instagram, and I'm at Dollemore on TikTok. If I bring you value and you want to help support my work, I would appreciate it very much. You can click the join button below this video, become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month. That's just pennies a day. Or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast and help support my work there. I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. Be genuine. Take care of one another.